Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Thank you for joining me on the morning drive. Let's break down this problem right now that we have with video game journalists for censorship. These are some of the worst, and I mean absolute worst human beings in the video game space, in the video game communities, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, it's ideology over everything, over free speech, over art, over everything. Journalists for censorship. It sounds like an SNL skit. It sounds like a joke, but it is real. Now, let me tell you, not a single one of them would have anything to say if Stellar Blade was a transgender character. You know why? Because it's ideology over everything, and you're going to have to pardon my voice. It's ideology over everything. Over art, over freedom of speech, over anything else, ideology crowns it all. And let me tell you, a free market, free men specifically, are the biggest danger to their thought process, to their way of life. Because free men don't do what they're told. They have their own thoughts. They'll make decisions based on evidence. They will not just obey every command from whatever authority is telling them what to do. This is the sad state of journalism in the video game industry, and it is really sad to see. Now, let's look at the entirety of the problem. Where do these people come from? First of all, they make no money because they've bought into the system that told them they could study arts. They could study their passions and be successful in life doing so, which is absolutely not the truth. All they had to do was look at the numbers. It doesn't matter how passionate you are about being a director, right? You can go to school for 100 years and you might never get that opportunity to direct that movie that's going to make you famous and make you a millionaire, right? Very few people get that opportunity in life. Absolutely. And these people thought it was going to happen to everybody. Okay, we're all going to director school. We're all going to be famous. What a bunch of horse shit. Right? That's why they're so bitter. That's why you see the reactions that they have. And that's why these are people tend to be communists, tend to be Marxists, tend to have all these ideologies where everybody else takes care of them just for being them. They want a free paycheck because nobody will pay them for what they know. It has no value in society. Right? Anybody can draw a picture. Anybody can like films. Anybody can just yap their mouth. Right? It takes a little bit extra. You have to do a little bit extra. The things that people they mock are willing to do to be successful, they will never do. Right? If you're an electrician, if you're a plumber, if you're a machinist, if you work in business, if you have other types of degrees, they mock you. They mock the people that are their customers. They mock the people that are making money. Now, I want to tell you, look how these people act with no power. With absolutely no power in society. These leeches to any industry, because that's all they are. That's all they could ever be because they produce nothing. These leeches of industry try to exert their power over you when they have none. And they affect the markets. Now, let me ask you, if you were ever, an absolute ever, a fan of socialists, communists, or Marxists, and you look at this behavior now, where they don't have any power, think about what they do when they do have power. Think of what they do when they do have power over you. You're seeing it in government right now because some of them are there, right? Some of them are there in government and they're doing their best to emulate the behaviors of these people, but we live in a free society and we have certain rights. And their biggest foe is a free mind. Their biggest foe is freedom of choice. Their biggest foe is freedom of expression. There's something more going on here than just a video game that's been censored. They don't want to censor the video game, they want to censor you. You have the wrong thoughts. You make the wrong choices. Why do you like this game and don't like the other game that Sweet Baby Inc. Worked on? You are liking the wrong games. You are buying the wrong things. You should not be upset that you were promised one thing in a video game and then they changed it to another. Screw your consumer rights, because it's about ideology over everything else. Over everything else. You can't let these people off the hook ever. Never ever negotiate with a Marxist. Never ever negotiate with a socialist. Never ever negotiate with people that want to censor you. You are a free human being. You don't have to agree with jack shit. Especially with people that are so hypocritical that all you would have to do is change the gender of the character and they would have absolutely no goddamn problems with any of the outfits. If that was a man wearing those things, they wouldn't have shit to say. That's how disingenuous the whole freaking argument is. That lays bare the hypocrisy. That this is really about control. That this is really about power. They feel powerless because in our society they are not only powerless, they are worthless. Their degrees don't mean jack shit. What they dedicated their life to doesn't mean anything. Nobody listens to them. Not only that, they're poor. All right? They have to do things to get noticed. They have to do extreme things to get noticed. Because that's all they can do. They're attention whores calling themselves journalists. They're ideologues calling themselves journalists. They're activists for dead systems, for systems that we know do not work. And the reason they don't work because they're run by idiots like these, right? By people who are not willing to sacrifice anything. And I mean not a single thing for the things that they want and believe. They'll sacrifice you all the time. As long as they don't have to sacrifice, they don't have a problem with it. Do you think these people will ever fight for freedom? Right? If our country was at war, do you think they would be the ones suiting up, trying to defend you? No, they never would. They absolutely never would. And those are the people who want to tell you what to do. Those are the people that are telling you that you are morally wrong, that you are morally bankrupt, that you don't know what you're talking about, that somehow, some way, your values are deficient, when they are the ones that come from a system that completely failed them. They come from systems of indoctrination. They come from systems where they told them that their feelings are more important than anything that goes on in the world, and everybody else should take care of them regardless of how hard they work, simply because they're special. And since they've defined special as being a minority, they'll make themselves into minorities, right? And most of these are white communist liberals, white socialist liberals, who take the jobs in the biggest hypocrisy ever, like Elisa Mercante, turning themselves into minorities in order to screw them out of a job. These people are a joke. Do not listen to them. Keep on fighting the good fight. Stay alert. Guys, you guys have a blessed weekend. Go out there and get your paper, man. Don't get censored by these woke idiots, these far left lunatics. But it is what it is. They're everywhere, even in the video game space. Thank you for joining me. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.